Welcome to Weekly Digest, where we highlight the works of ministers of government as they push the administration's development agenda. Residents of Campbelltown and its satellite Princeville in Region 8, Petaro-Siperuni, now have the use of 2 brand new tractors to advance their economic development. Minister of Amerindian Affairs Pauline Sukai traveled to the village and handed over the keys to Tushao and the senior councillor. This is part of the government's drive to increase agricultural production countrywide and assist Amerindian communities to prosper. Minister Sukai highlighted that the vehicles will aid in the economic upliftment of the village and its satellite. Some 155 residents of Region 9 will benefit from life skill programs through the Board of Industrial Training, BIT. Minister of Labour Joseph Hamilton launched its 2022 courses in Beena Hill and Lethem.
The government I represent, we don't think we do any special favor for you with doing things like we're doing today. Launching of this program and having you train. We believe that we have a duty and a responsibility to give service to the people of Guyana wherever they live. And that is a commitment we made.
Government welcomes the discovery of oil at yet another 2 wells by U.S. oil giant ExxonMobil, which will further translate into a better living standard for Guyanese. ExxonMobil earlier this week announced the discovery of commercial quantity of oil at its Seabob and Kiru Kiru wells. With these 2 discoveries, the oil find of ExxonMobil has increased to 7 so far for 2022. This adds to the already discovered 11 billion barrels of oil in Guyana and will also increase production.
This obviously would lead to our long-term plan of having 10 FPSOs by next 10 years. We already signed 2 other production licenses, Payara and Yellowtail. Yaru would be the next development that will come on board in the Stabroek block. And definitely these resources now discovered will add to the other developments to come. So it's something that the government of Guyana welcomes, and we look forward for even more positive results as we continue exploration activities offshore Guyana.
The US $2 billion agreement signed between Guyana and the US Exim Bank will have transformational impacts on Guyana. Senior Minister in the Office of the President with responsibility for finance, Dr. Ashni Singh, said the country will benefit from direct loans and medium and long-term guarantees to finance U.S. exports to Guyana for projects. His statement follows the signing of the historic agreement between the government of Guyana and the Export-Import Bank of the United States in Washington, D.C. Infrastructure, energy, water and sanitation, and food security are some of the areas of focus.
So the sheer scale and magnitude of it, $2 billion is of course by no means a small amount of money. $2 billion is at a scale that could really have significant and lasting transformational impacts. And so
government is moving apace with its commitment to provide free fertilizer to rice farmers nationwide to observe the rising worldwide cost for the key farming commodity. Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa disclosed that the contracts to secure the fertilizer will be awarded to suppliers soon.
I want us to have a clean and transparent list, a list that reflects what is taking place right now in the country in terms of those persons who would have cultivated or who would have planted their land. Now, to date, we have just about 168,000 acres that were sown. But we are anticipating by the end of this month we might have some more new acreage because people are still sowing.
The rice industry rakes in massive revenue for the country, hence the government's investment in the sector.
This is a substantial help for you all to ensure that we go back to the crop. Hopefully we can get better yield. I am not so optimistic about the weather pattern. This is real climate change. We have to devise some strategy. I am hoping that next year we will bring out another better variety.
Farmers of Number 5 Village, Region 5, will receive assistance from the Ministry of Agriculture to improve their breed of pigs. The commitment was made by Minister Mustafa after he was made aware of some of the challenges facing farmers in the community.
So, yeah, we can do the artificial insemination too, which will help you, free of cost, so that you can get better breeds. So what I will do, I'll ask Dr. Waldron to to put together a program for me to look at with all the pig farmers in this community, how many of you all need artificial insemination, and we'll do it free of cost so that you can get better breedings.
Farmers will also be receiving additional assistance from the ministry to improve their drainage system.
Rest assured that we'll work with you. We'll help you. As I said, we have a philosophy in our party and government that we will work and ensure that we ease the burden on the poor and ordinary Guyanese. So I just want to make some commitment here this afternoon that I will send back our technical people in the area, but within a week, I will make a machine available. We'll clear the dam, the number 4 dam, and we'll clear it out. And those areas that need drainage, we'll work with you to get those areas drained.
The first flock of the black-belly sheep from Barbados is expected in Guyana by next week.
We'll be having 1,000 black-belly sheep coming from Barbados. The ship will be leaving in a week time, leaving Tuesday, to bring these sheep, and right here in Region 5.
President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali launched the Black-belly Sheep Project in Mahaica Berbice back in March, where he said the region could be the livestock capital of the Caribbean. It is an investment of US $3 million for 2,000 black-belly sheep. The second batch of sheep will arrive in the near future. Close to 100 farmers have already signaled their intention to be a part of the project, making close to 1,400 acres of their land available. Farmers from the riverine community of Manawarin, Region 1, will soon benefit from a number of critical interventions as government moves towards improving and developing agriculture in hinterland communities.
What we'll be doing, as you are so inclined that you want one here to make your product more value, to bring more value to your product, I am committed here today that we'll donate $2 million to the village to construct an agro-processing facility. And that will happen very shortly. Very shortly, Mr. Raymond will work along with you to ensure that we build that facility. The community, we can give the spec to the village council. We will help you all, and you all could do the labor and build that facilities, so that you will have that immediately within another few months.
The Ministry of Housing and Water is working out the modalities to commence the distribution of steel and cement as part of the government's support program for home builders.
I've had persons who coming to my gate asking about the program, right? Obviously, if you hear anything about assistance for a sling of cement and steel, or depending on if it's the higher bracket, 2 slings of cement, you want to know as quickly as possible. We have the information, but we want to ensure that when we present, as all we've always done, we present that package in transparent and as much information as possible. So within a week time, if you may, or even before, but just give us within a week.
His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali announced that persons constructing homes that cost $6 million or less will get the steel needed for the construction of the foundation and 1 sling of cement. Homes that cost from $6 million to $25 million, the government will also provide 2 slings of cement. The Ministry of Housing and Water signed a Memorandum of Understanding with Republic Bank Limited for financing the construction of 500 low-income homes at Lenora, Region 3. Minister Colin Crowell and Suzanne Rodrigues witnessed the signing between CHNPA's Chief Executive Officer, Sherwin Greaves, and Republic Bank's General Manager, Credit, Venus Frith. Minister Crowell said that the project will commence immediately with the construction of the first 100 homes.
And so this collaboration starts immediately. In fact, in the new week, one can see the commencement of the tying of this, what you call the steel, for the foundation work to commence the construction of these 500 houses. The first 100, that is, will commence next week. And so we are happy about this. All across this country, all across the regions.
Over 100,000 local and overseas patrons flocked the 2022 International Building Exposition held at the National Stadium Providence, East Bank, Demerara, from July 22 to 26. It featured some 356 local, regional and international companies in manufacturing, engineering, financing, construction and other services.
All the testimonials that we have heard, the thousands of persons that traversed here, the amount of persons that would have stopped me and all members of the committee when we were walking around, and the response from the exhibitors themselves, they have all said yes. we have exceeded their expectation.
Minister Kroll said notwithstanding the inclement weather, works on the Eccles to Grey Diamond 4-lane highway on the east bank of the Marara are progressing smoothly. The contractor for the $13.3 billion project was awarded to 12 contractors in December last year. The project has been divided into 12 lots. The thoroughfare will connect it to the already completed Mandela to Eccles 4-lane road. The CHNPA took its flagship Dream Realized exercise to the International Building Expo 2022, which saw 5,000 people receiving house lots. The distribution of the 5,000 house lots at Building Expo adds to the close to 12,000 already distributed since the PPPC took office in August 2020. Minister of Housing and Water Colin Kroll said that the intention is to distribute 22,000 lots to Guyanese by the end of 2022.
It means, therefore, there will be more allocation exercises over the next coming months before the year is finished. So where are some of these areas? Well, we have more to be opened on the west coast of Damara, new areas on the west coast of Damara, inclusive of the East Bank. Damara is becoming a bit saturated in the sense that, you know, for us to have more available land. So we'll have to seek further locations. East coast of Demerara is one area persons can look forward to. We're only allocating here right now to non-Perel enterprise. But I can tell the east coast of Demerara, other locations such as, for example, let me give a snippet. You have Luzignan, Success, etc. will be coming under us for future allocations.
Government is pursuing more convictions for persons involved in trafficking in persons, even as the country maintains its Tier 1 ranking in the latest U.S. State Department Trafficking in Persons report. Minister of Human Services and Social Security, Dr. Vindhya Prasad, said government has been working to ensure services are provided and has been going the extra mile to make sure persons are held accountable for their actions.
Let us try to see if we can have more conviction. This is the one thing that we need to work the hardest in. Because when people are trafficked and when they're removed from that situation, there is a level of fear. There is a level of insecurity and uncertainty that exists within them.
Government continues to implement programs to empower women and girls with the introduction of the Women Innovation and Investment Network, WIN Phase 2. The free technical and vocational program is expected to be launched early August to foster empowerment and financial stability among women.
We are hoping that by the end of July, early August, we can get something started. The reason that we are taking so long is not that we are not ready, it's because of the sheer numbers that we are dealing with of applicants. And it's not just, you turn up. It's getting people in their virtual classroom spaces, it's getting people in a physical space for that kind of training. So it's a lot of things that have to be put in place to make sure that the experience is a good one.
Persons verified to receive public assistance from January to June this year will be able to uplift their booklets by next month.
January to June, books have been exhausted because we have had so many applications. So we would have had to reprint books. So while people have been approved, many of them would not have received January to June. So we are hoping at least by August.
Local Government and Regional Development Minister Nigel Darmlal said despite the recent setbacks caused by inclement weather, works on the $63 million Monrepo market on the east coast of Demerara will be completed soon.
I believe that when the market is complete, it is going to be very wholesome, and that the vendors as well as the shoppers who go there are going to have a much enhanced experience. So we'd be happy if they can give us some time just to make sure that it gets complete.
The Ministry of Health has organized the training for laboratory staff regionally to combat the infectious monkeypox disease, which is rapidly spreading around the world. The training commenced on Thursday, July 28 at the National Public Health Reference Lab by a staff who was recently trained by PAHO WHO in Jamaica.
The ministry would be engaging different stakeholders, and we have organized a training for laboratory staff from different regions of Guyana to get them more acquainted with monkeypox, how to identify, how to diagnose, and when we diagnose, how to take samples so that we can do the PCR testing. So that training is going to happen tomorrow, and we have representatives from each of the regions who would be participating. The training would be conducted by one of our staff at the National Public Health Reference Lab, who herself would have had training by PAHO WHO in Jamaica. So she brings to Guyana that experience of how to do these testing and what are the protocols that we should be observing.
Over 10,000 residents of Melody Damishana and the surrounding East Coast Demerara villages will benefit from improved quality of potable water with the construction of a US $8 million water treatment plant at Bachelor's Adventure.
The tenders will open on the 9th of August, which will see about 10,000 persons or beneficiaries or households receiving treated water from maybe about Collingen to about Haslington, for that range.
The residents were also assured that they will not be left out of the development that is taking place across the country. Residents of Melody Damishana and the surrounding communities were also encouraged to join the medical profession as there is need for human resources. Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony, who was part of a community outreach, said although the government has started training persons, more Guyanese are needed to bridge the existing gap in the medical field.
We have also started training a lot of healthcare workers, and our intention is that we need to train more nurses. And so later on, maybe we'll be talking to some of you who have interest or know somebody who got an interest in doing nursing, community health, becoming a community health worker, becoming a medics, becoming, we have about 20 different training programs in the Ministry of Health. And we want people, we need people, and therefore we want persons to take advantage of these opportunities so that you can have a career in health.
They will also get better access to the Guyana Online Academy of Learning Gold Scholarship Program. They have been assured that government will use their recommendations when crafting Budget 2023 to improve their lives.
This engagement will have a bearing in what goes into next year's budget based upon our discussions with you. And that is the type of governance that we practice right across the length and breadth of Guyana.
Improved accessibility for residents of Melody Damishana was also a commitment made by government. That's it for this edition of Weekly Digest. For these and other government-related information, do log on to our website, dpi.gov't.gy, and our social media platforms as well. Goodbye.